So, do we have minutes? Did you get my emails today?
Yeah,
Okay, so I didn't, I got home late, and I haven't checked, but did you send those out to?
I did, and I apologize because last night I errantly with the two of them, some of you may have seen it. I sent a rough version of the December that were notes, but I sent the December draft ones this morning.
Yep.
So, and I resent them yesterday. Second one was November for anybody who might have missed
I
that.
think it was 6:59 you sent it.
Yeah, I was
In the morning?
up too early.
He was up earlier.
At the desk.
Goodness, that thing, because I was looking at you and I sent those emails asking for that. Well,
No,
after that,
But I sent them back to you. I said, yeah, whatever that was.
would you have copies?
I have extra copies.
Who needs a copy of this? Because
I'll take a copy if you have. it.
Sure.
I'm a
Here's
paper
November.
I'll
Here's
make some.
December draft.
Okay, I'll go make a copy. Does anybody else need them?
I don't need them,
I think I got the copy.
I'll take it. I have read the draft ones, but maybe I better take a look at these ones.
Oh, thanks for doing that work, Ken. I know you're very, very busy.
Apologize for messing it up.
I like the fact that you recorded me as present. I consider that to be a great honor. Oh, gee whiz.
I tend to take too many notes because my background, former life as a journalist, which, and it's good, and sometimes there's detail that you can use later, but what we need is about this long.
You do a great job. I'm
Yeah,
glad you do it.
you really do. And now the journalist background sort of explains a little bit, because I've always been impressed. So what you're able to capture and condense. Yeah.
It's good though, the more in the record when people go back and look. If they ever go back and look or need to.
Yeah, some other committees may be so scant that it's just the topic.
Yeah, It's like we had a meeting.
Yeah.
Great.
2024, it's amazing.
Mhm.
It is. Who would have thought that we could that?
I agree. It's such a, it seems like an unreal date, it's like, God, 2020, good Lord.
I thought for sure we would have settled on Mars by now. And you know what I mean? We'd have anti-gravity machines,
Yeah.
And all kinds of.
Well,
The
they-
Jetsons lied to us.
Yeah, maybe we'll get back to the moon before the end of this
Yeah.
decade.
Yeah.
I'd like them to fix things here first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we can worry about space later.
Oh, I
Let's
totally
get things under
agree.
control on Earth.
Boy, you're not kidding.
But no, we were just talking about that, like, remember Y2K? We thought like everything was gonna blow up.
Yes.
and the
Right,
financial
yeah,
system
I was on an
gonna
airplane
collapse.
that
The world
day.
was gonna end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now here we are, 24 years later, still ticking.
Y2K.
Y2K.
Did that rocket that they sent up to the moon a couple of days ago, were they able to correct that or no?
I haven't, last I heard they had not.
Yeah.
but I'm not sure, that was, I think I read that
Hmm.
last night or something, so I'm not sure what
That's too
happened.
bad.
Yeah,
It was just, then we got more than.
Oh, they can't.
Nothing on.
They can't keep doors on airplanes from
Yeah.
exploding.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank God that wasn't at full altitude or whatever.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, or that
Maybe
somebody wasn't sitting in
ripped
that
off.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can cancel.
And then they come out and go, oh, they were on, the bolts needed to be tight.
That's,
Oh, yeah.
that's December.
I'm like, I feel like it should be something more catastrophic than you forgot to tighten the bolts.
Okay, what's it, if you give me a moment, no, I'm so sorry.
You already read
I
them?
have them. I have.
Oh,
them.
you have them
I made
on
copies.
this November. December.
Tom, did you open the door tonight or was it open?
It was already open. When I came, I saw all these cars out there. I figured they're not all waiting in their cars. They're not waiting on me. I have the key. I have to bring it back.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, we have to remind each other next time too, so.
Yeah. Good thing you did tonight. Number, all right. And for November minutes, draft minutes, November 8th, 2023. Are there any comments on that?
Yeah, I have one on number 5. It talks about the 2025 CPA request. Then it goes on to talk about the restoration of Civil War gravestones. Is that the prior CPA? Is that the one that we filed, we asked in 2023?
Who's the one he's looking at?
Oh, it's two separate, so those are two separate.
Should be,
things.
yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. And it mentions 40 gravestones. Those would be Civil War graves and other graves.
And others, yeah.
The ones that are, the ones that are, a lot of them are toppled in that area.
Yeah.
Those are the ones we're talking about. Good. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Should I clarify that? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Just amend that to clarify.
Well, it just looks like the Civil War graves are the 2025 projects, and in reality, I guess they're 2024 projects, you know what I mean? Past CPA projects. That's all. It's just a clarification. It's not gonna go on the next
Yeah,
CPA request.
sure.
Any other comments, changes, additions, deletions? All right, we need a motion. Oh, John, again?
Nope.
No. Need a motion to approve the minutes November 8th as amended.
It also goes on to say, excuse me, that the current project of restoring graves of Revolutionary War veterans is not yet done. I thought that was entirely done.
Which one's that?
It's on number 5, and it's the second paragraph.
Well, as of November, was it all
November.
finished?
It's all done, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah, unless they're moving that piece back, may not have been done by then.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And they did move it back.
It
by the
is
way.
there now.
right.
Yeah. Okay,
So that's okay.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um. I make a motion to accept the minute.
Yeah, I move to accept these minutes
That's amendments.
Second,
as amended.
Second, okay, all in favor?
I,
Aye.
Number 13 minutes. Comment conditions, deletions on these.
Hmm.
Do you have any comments? On
Well,
these?
I was not
December.
present at the December meeting. That's when my wife had her surgery.
Oh, that's right, yeah. She's still getting around pretty good.
No,
No?
she's having a tough time, yeah. She's
No.
having a couple of bad days now.
Yeah, yeah, it's too bad.
Oh.
Yes,
Craig, but number 6, I question whether I had that right, the tree work update. It's ending it, contractor suggested it be removed.
right,
I had that right.
right, yeah. Mhm.
you worried about spelling errors?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I probably have a couple, but,
Number 9, time constraints, the first sentence.
oh, thanks, yeah.
It's like a medication. It's bad. Should be on that. Hmm. Anything else, Dave? Nope. Okay, you motion to pass these as corrected.
Moves past as corrected.
second,
Thanks. All in favor? Aye.
I vote present. I was not at that meeting.
Okay. Okay, switching on the bills at the moment that I'm aware of. What we got? In mail, we did receive, a couple things. Yep. No. Okay, memorandum from the town hall about recycled product procurement policy. Not that you guys buy anything, but, or I buy much here either. But anything we buy now is supposed to be a minimum recycled content, whatever. Maybe we make copies on blank copies and, but it's recycled paper. So I'll pass this around, we're all departments supposed to follow it. Okay. Then we received a thing from Mass Historic Commission postcard reminding us about the Massachusetts Preservation, I always say Preservation Planning, but it's the Preservation and Projects Fund is available, 50% reimbursable matching grant program. Help support preservation of properties, landscapes, and sites listed in the State Register of Historic Places. Applicants must be municipality or nonprofit order. Please note that grant disbursement is subject to reauthorization of the capital account availability of sufficient funds. So, application submission deadlines of March 15th. The grant awards of June 12th. Fortunately, they're 50-50. So, it's not like we can go, this preservation of the cemetery might be part of this. That's one thing, or some of the stones, or even the tree work sometimes. But we have to have the matching funds. And not that we can't find them somewhere. But this is available coming in, but we have to apply for it pretty quick. These are kind of comprehensive applications too. Not as easy as the CPA ones. Any thoughts?
Will this be continuing next year?
They have them every year.
Well, next year will be when we'll be applying, so.
Yeah,
what's the deadline on it?
March 30th and 15th, I said.
Should we, or could we forward that to Jones River Historical? So they could file for it if they want for something this year. I don't know whether they have the 10 grand to put up themselves. They're filing with the CPC grant this year, but
How much?
CPC, I believe it's, don't quote me, but I think it's 71 grand.
71,000?
Wow.
I think.
You kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. I
Look at
believe
that.
that's right. It's either 61 or 70.
We could have every stone in the old burying ground.
I was gonna say, can they use that to buy the house that was? What was it, 70
Well, you're
Walking
still,
Road?
they think, they're not gonna buy another house.
Thought they wanted to.
Yeah, that's what they
That's-
wanted to, right?
That house at 70
John-
Walking Road.
No, Jones River Village,
That's.
Oh,
They
I
don't
thought
buy
you were
it.
talking Watershed Association.
they
Yeah.
wanted the town to buy it, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But, so. It could, it might be able to be used there, but you still have to come up with the 50/50 funding. And, if they have a grant from the state, might work. But, you wanna pass that on? Oh, good.
Yes.
So, but yes, that's an idea, because if they applied for it, they could add to what they've got, maybe reimburse the CPA fund for the money they didn't use.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I can, if you like, I can see if I could forward that to Gene or somebody.
I'm surprised if they don't know about it, but yeah, you
Well,
can check that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
make a copy of that
sure.
in a while, yeah. You could make a copy. The, you're gonna get another piece of mail that's dealing with, actually, it's a new business part, which is right after this, so I'm not gonna just talk about that for a second. It's just a letter from MHC to the, Conservation Commission there, or Jones River Watershed, about the project they're doing out at the, Jones River Forge Dam Fish Passage Improvement Project, that's right up, right. And, we talked about this and we looked at it, the dredging and whatever. And so MHC wants them to do a reconnaissance survey, archaeological reconnaissance survey on the area before they do any work. That's a good thing. Just double check, make sure there's nothing out there. So that was a new business.
And no quotes at all, right? You didn't get
I,
any?
I thought, no, there weren't any.
Okay, I'll reach out to them.
Yeah,
So quotes for what?
The cemetery project.
Oh.
yeah. And, okay. So, anybody else have any mail or something that they got? It's a Mass Maritime tank.
Was that the one with the little light on the end there? Yeah.
It's a lighter.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
supposed to
work
light
either.
up. No, they didn't.
You probably got it from your office.
They probably gave it to me. So I was trying to get rid of it. They're nice and heavy though.
Yeah, but they only have a pen, it
Yeah.
just keeps falling off. All right, QR codes for veterans grave information, interesting thing, here, right? So, I did, contact our IT person, Marie Grossman. By phone, but I talked to her, and she says this is beyond her scope. QR codes, so we have to talk to a webmaster in town who happens to be Jana. Jana's last name is
Morrissey.
Morrissey.
And sorry, who,
Super, I
talked to,
remember
you
that.
talked to who?
Our IT person,
The IT person. She's not the webmaster.
no.
Yeah,
she's not.
okay.
I don't know why it is, but.
Yeah.
It's not, so. I talked to Jana and she had come down and talked to Priscilla in the Veterans Department, a little bit before this, about this issue. But she didn't really know what people were looking for. I kind of explained it to her and she said, well, she's not really up on that. She couldn't answer that, but she could look into it. And then she asked me if any other towns were doing it. And I said, well, yeah, there are a lot of them, but we have to look and figure out which ones are doing this stuff. And you have to get in contact with them. Because she says, yeah, if I talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. So I says, well, our IT director at school, she could probably tell you about it. So I talked to her yesterday about it.
Yeah.
At Mass Maritime. And it seems like each QR code is sent to a page on your website. And you have a page, you can have whatever you want on it. The video part, I don't know how that works. It's supposedly supposed to look at videos, photos, and everything else. But, so I gave her, Emery. Yes, Marie Spellman's,
Yeah.
phone number, so she's fully calling her today to see, if she had got any information on it. So that we could, she could get back and see what we can do with it. I told her we probably wouldn't be looking for more than 100 different ones right right off the bat anyways. You may have more in the future. And I said, the veterans probably aren't looking for more than a dozen, because they're looking at their memorials and that. But, so she was gonna look at it. But,
I can help there if that's helpful. So you set up your pages. And then you take the address and there's actually like online QR code
Mhm.
creators.
Mhm.
So you just take your page address and you create the QR code. And then you can download it in Adobe or InDesign or whatever for printing. So then you just have to get whatever material you want to print it on to put it on. The only catch is that you have to be certain that you're using, like that you don't update the page and kind of change the source code, because then you'll click on it and get the
Okay.
404.
Yep.
So you just have to make sure that whoever's doing the updating keeps the stuff in line. But there's also systems that will do that kind of stuff for you, but I don't know if we want to spend the money on a system.
down there.
Maybe we do.
So you drop by and see Jim. You know her, right?
I don't.
You know, he's over in the clerk's office there. Who else is in there? now? Janet. Because,
Andrea.
Oh, wait, is
Yeah,
Janet my neighbor?
Andrea.
25 Crescent Street?
um.
No.
Janet Morrissey. Yeah, if you drop by, talk to her about it.
The thing is, Craig, I'm thinking with funds, with any expenses,
Well,
I
that
think-
shouldn't cost anything for the town to do the way she described it, really.
Mm-mm.
It's just the person that's buying the QR codes right now would have to, and they have to develop the, whatever material they want, so. But what other funds do you? think
but
about?
I'm thinking we need to, in there, all the veterans group, the Veterans Memorial Group is, very interested in doing this, and they have funds right now.
Mhm.
Available. So, I just think, and Tom, I know you missed the last meeting. So I don't, other than what was in the notes, I'm not sure. The veterans group came to the last meeting and, they want to sort of, see if we can partner with them to, they're looking for, I think, they want to do this QR coding, and they also want to like expand it onto the powder house or whatever, anything that can be connected with military in the town, extend these QR codes. And so I think, but their funding is not, I don't know whether it's going to end the end of this fiscal year or whatever. So I just think I'd almost like to bring them to our next meeting, and try and keep a fire lit underneath them to proceed with this. So we take advantage of it, but I think they're thinking about putting a QR code, on every veteran stone in Kingston that they can locate, that they can find the history.
That's a lot of snow.
It is, yeah, I know it would be.
We can
And I
give
don't know
them-
what the cost would be,
Yeah.
but they have money available right now that
Yeah.
if they don't spend it, they're gonna end up turning it back in. So we should try and take advantage of that.
So
if we
what
can.
about the library? And like, because that seems like it's kind of all of a piece, is it possible to use the library's website or the library's resources? Because it seems like, that's interesting, as opposed to like putting it on the town page using like KPL.
I don't know. Way over my head,
Yeah, me too.
way over my head.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if there had been, because like the online library management systems and stuff, I'm thinking somebody over there will know cataloging and.
Yeah,
I really don't think so. Whenever I go on the library website and I try to look up something that I was able to find a couple of years ago, it's nothing. It's like they're not updating stuff,
Mhm.
So they're kind of taking things apart and not putting things back together
In
again.
the library or in
The library, it's Kingston Public, right? Yeah, in Kingston Public.
Yeah, I was just
Library.
thinking like if you had like a segment of the website for that. It seemed like a natural kind of place. to
It
put
does, it certainly does, I agree.
I wonder how much money they have, because we could hire a contractor that could do it.
They don't have
or
much
they
money.
could even build a
No,
website?
for the, yeah, to set up the
Yes.
infrastructure and stuff,
Yes.
you might need somebody 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
They could get it done.
Well, if I passed out, I don't know if I need copies, of what we talked about with them. But
They need information.
companies that make
Information on
these,
All of the Revolutionary War soldiers and.
They
civilian
have,
soldiers In the old burying.
this one here, they include a secure customizable website for your loved one. 2 by 2 inch stainless steel QR plaque made to attach to headstone, free storage for 50 photos,
Oh, cool.
unlimited embedded videos, and unlimited text. You create your webpage by scanning your QR plaque for the first time when you receive it and registering it at our website. After which you can customize your loved one's dedicated webpage with photos, text, videos, etc. So I mean, this is a,
$60 a person? Oh,
uh,
it's an
But they host, so they host it, they host. the
Yeah.
they
information.
host it,
And
right?
is that for how long? You pay an annual fee then to? keep
I
it
bet you do.
active?
Well, further, it does
Yeah.
gotta be looked at more, but this
Yeah.
one-time purchase comes with lifetime storage.
Oh,
Portable storage options available during setup. If more than 50 photos are desired, $9.99 per year for 100 photos. That must be for the
you
additional
can go
ones.
extra.
Oh, so that's
So
their-
when you buy the $60, well, 30, this is 36, yeah. But we'd have to look at the different there's like 4 or
Yeah.
5 out there to this. On Etsy, it's $60 for this thing, but would include that lifetime.
Yeah.
But what's a lifetime? If you're
Yeah,
a
if
store-
you're
Yeah.
in your business, then.
And what if they go out of
Right,
business?
exactly.
And this may be theirs, which isn't too cool, but there are companies that do this, they just charge a fee every year,
One time purchase comes with like $50.
and that's per tag. So you have 100 tags out there, that's, $10, that's $1,000 a year, for paying for QR codes. Whereas if town has a QR code, maintains it. One person.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good business, but I think we can do it ourselves.
Yeah, going forward annually, it would have to be town maintained.
But the idea is to get something like this.
Mhm.
Something with the titanium ones are good, but stainless work too. Have it associated with each item we want marked. And then have the town, or have some place where that stores that page that has data, pictures, videos, whatever we want on it. And that's the goal. So you want to leave that with Shannon?
These
Sure.
attached directly to the stone, or is there a way to put them like in front of them?
Well, that's what we gotta figure out, what we
Okay.
wanna do.
So these ones look like they're small metal plates that you would like stick on the back of the stone,
The 2 by 2.
We'd have to see what they're
like,
put on with, because they stainless steel eats limestone.
Does it?
Yes. So,
Limestone?
Yeah.
Okay.
so that's why a lot of them, like the Civil War graves, have fallen over, because the pegs that they used are eaten away inside and they
They're
loosen up.
not granite, not
Yeah.
slate,
What's that?
doesn't affect granite or slate.
I don't know if it affects those other stones, yeah.
These most of them they just use double stick tape, but we would have to have some
So that,
better,
that might be fine in between, yes.
some better than that we would hold them on forever.
Yeah.
And some places suggest
you could use a
not
dowel cement.
adhering to stones, they
Put them on the
shouldn't
thing in
be.
front, yes.
Yeah, it should be on it, but if you put it on a stake, then you've got a landscape problem.
Oh, yeah.
And
maintenance, you
somebody's
know,
gotta
so-
keep checking it and.
Yeah, so, yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
thought that needs to go into what's gonna go forward. But I think it's important for us to embrace this in
Oh,
some
yeah.
way, shape or form, take advantage of the veterans group at this time if we can, you know?
Why don't we invite them back for your suggestion and get their ideas? And it does seem like perhaps with the different committees or whatever involved to advocate to have one entity in town that's doing QR codes and maintaining the housing or whatever for it. We've agreed to help them provide content, and I think the reception that we gave them, hopefully they felt like we want to partner with you. This is great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, keep rolling with they have some funding and some more.
So invite them
Thanks.
back to the next meeting.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll do that.
As far as the old burying ground goes, I think one thing that I would like to see done in the next decade would be some kind of a trail that people could follow. And yes, they would follow and use the code, right? And because you go in there and it's kind of like,
Yeah, I know.
where do I go? What do I do? And I can lead people to interesting graves, but most people can't. They just see the old graves. Oh, that's an old one.
I think the veterans group envisions that
It would be wonderful.
starting like out front here with this thing. Naturally go across the street and then up to the burial ground,
Right.
and just go to different sites,
Yeah.
you know.
Like a trail of some kind.
And we could use it like that and then
Yeah.
look, talk to different groups. So like maybe like the business people,
Business
Chamber of
meeting,
Commerce.
Oh.
Like, so maybe they would wanna say like the shoemakers, the original bakers, like the original business, like they could have kind of their QR codes with their page for those.
Oh, sure,
historic
yeah,
People
you
that
could-
aren't
this could become-
veterans.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but nevertheless, we have to get these people around to find the graves. And maybe we'll number the graves. Maybe we'll have like, proceed forward 50 feet to number 2 or something like that.
I was gonna say, so they do, if you've probably done them in Europe, everybody's, but I mean, they'll give you like a little handset and you put it on.
Yeah.
And it tells you,
Yeah.
walk 700 feet, turn right,
Sure.
this is what you're looking at.
Yeah, and you could pick it up at the library,
And
for
you could-
example.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
in
QR
Buffalo.
code, so Valley Forge in Pennsylvania does it.
right,
And-
so,
When you pull in through the like welcome gates to
Mhm.
Valley Forge, you click outside your window on the QR code. And it pulls up your driving tour through Valley Forge.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
everything can be GPS
Everything.
located,
Yeah.
so like we can just have it, like, you don't even have to say walk 700 feet, you can put it right on map, right on your phone or
Mhm.
device.
That's
lead it
great.
Right to it, yeah.
That's really,
Mhm.
makes it much easier, so.
These here, actually, if we did have them separately from separate, they're able to put the name on there, the years, the like birth and death or whatever. So that if they did become separate, if they were separate and became separate, at least you know where they go back. to,
Yeah. Yeah,
So I'll do some more research on these guys as far as the companies go. You want to work with them on them as far as the computer stuff
Yeah.
goes for the monitoring the QR codes. Great. And we'll meet with them next time. And maybe we'll have some more info that time as far as what it would cost.
Yeah, I know Den Forbes has communicated with some people from the town as well, about what their abilities are. So Den Forbes works in the Veterans Office down here. He's very active with this here, so, yeah, I think he'd be very helpful.
This individual one, if you buy it just a tag, it's $36. So they're very impressive. Okay, John, you want to talk about Civil Wars?
So, yes, I was able to have 3 separate companies come out between November and December and evaluate the stones, the Civil War stones and there was a little bit of mix up with the box graves, so I'd only done 3 of the box graves, not realizing that there's a 4th that needs to be done, so we'll have to wait and see what comes back for money to see if that 4th one can be done. But they evaluated that and I was hoping to get the quotes back by now, but I haven't seen them yet, so I will reach out to them. But we contacted Daedalus, who did the last work, the Revolutionary Stones, Colonial out of Kingston here, and then another one, I believe it's New England Gravestones, out of New Hampshire. So,
Right, do they indicate that they would be available next year? There's some this year, there's some.
they did, I've only spoken with Daedalus by, email, so I wasn't able to see what their time frame is, but I did put on the scope of work that we would like it completed by June 30th.
Of next year,
Yeah,
great.
so,
of 2025?
no, of this year.
Of 2024.
How can it be done by June 30th? They're not gonna have the money.
We lose the
that-
money after that.
Did we have, okay, we got it last.
We
year.
already got it,
All right,
yes,
all right.
yep.
And we won't lose it.
I don't think we'll lose it, yeah, then I didn't make it mandatory, I said preferably completed by June 30th, so
Because that's tight time frame.
it will be if, yeah,
Well, I mean, the work's not so much, it's just trying to get it scheduled in.
yes.
Now,
Yeah.
this is gonna be, I think, probably a simpler job than our other one.
It does seem to be, yes, except for the one box grave that needs to be completely rebuilt. But other than that, the other ones, the 2 companies actually came out and evaluated, said it wasn't a lot of work.
Good.
Where'd you get your sweatshirt?
Oh, I was gonna talk about that coming up.
When are you gonna talk about it?
Oh, you're
What?
funny.
Oh, under
The update.
When you leaned back and I looked over, I was like, that's really cool. I like
Hey,
that.
where's the boat? Where's the boat? Come on.
We have a couple actually.
all right, a book project update, number 7.
Yeah, a lot going on. We're starting to look for a project editor, have that kind of scoped out more and submissions coming in. We want to, really general deadline, and we want to keep inviting people and fanning out through town, but a general deadline for contributions is really through early spring, maybe the end of March, and there'll
Yep.
be some stuff that goes further.
Yep.
So we need to keep stepping up, spreading the word.
Yeah, I think what we want to do is then take a look at what we have. And if a few stragglers come in a little bit later, we'll certainly entertain. But we gotta start looking at what we have, which should be fun.
Exciting time, quite a range coming in. And we have a working title for the book.
Yeah.
Really? What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Can you tell us?
Tales of Jones River Village, Kingston's 300
300
years.
yeah.
Tales of Jones River Village, Kingston's 300
Right,
years.
yeah. And it's not gonna be a history book. It's gonna be a collection of short and longer essays
Mhm.
about different topics, basically. We already have a history book, This is gonna be a little more in depth in certain areas. Should be fun. And
And things that aren't historically significant, but are interesting.
yes, we have a few of those,
Yeah.
but then we have some historically significant things that really haven't been looked into deeply.
Sure.
And like the independence, for example, the story of the independence is quite dramatic, actually, And the boat that he took off, that's
Mhm.
so, he just ripped it right off of.
So we did the mural up at Independence Mall. I don't know if you remember when the mall was first built, but I was
Who
at
did?
Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart.
Yeah, and our art school did the mural that covered up what was like Pizzeria Uno and Yankee Candle and everything
Yeah,
around there.
yeah.
When the mall first opened. So we had to do, it was the mural that they chose was a big independence.
Yeah,
What
You have-
happened
you
to
have-
that?
Once they filled all the stores that came down.
Guess it's really tempting.
I
Oh,
don't know
you're
where
so-
it is, yeah. I wonder where it is.
yeah, like everything else,
All the stores are in.
like the beautiful mural that
Independence
used to be in the
Mall might have
library,
Um,
Things go.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else in the book?
That's it, really.
Right now, yeah,
So
we're
we have a
looking for
publishing
funding.
date,
That's one thing that
print
should be
date.
mentioned.
September 2025.
Yeah. And we're looking for funding. If anybody knows anybody who would like to contribute, that would be a nice. would
Well,
help us.
And that's, of course, the other big thing is just having our brand, we'll have a logo together soon, and then we'll really start formally fundraising with businesses. And of course, there's grants that we'll continue to chase, but we're gonna need some help.
Yep, we're gonna need help. So,
I need to
That's a big
connect with you
ask.
too, because I set up the social media accounts to dovetail with the websites, but I need the lists.
Yeah, that would be great, because that money's gonna be the difficult step.
Yeah, well, offline, yeah.
Do you have a sense of what your overall budget looks like?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mean, before printing, but although this is conservative in the sense that we gotta really knock down the design component of this. So we got a range that's below the $75 an hour.
Yeah.
I think we gotta find, but yeah, I mean, it's very roughly, because the project editor, I mean, it's main things are project editor, copy editor / proofreader, designer / art director. I think it should be one person, maybe a photo editor would be small. About $83,000. That's before you go into print.
Yeah, that's before
But it's
printing.
gotta be less than that. We
Yeah.
gotta, with the design.
Yeah.
And we need, if we have some volunteers with skill sets like a photo editor, we should be able to find someone.
Yeah.
To help with that.
Hopefully,
The
Yeah.
proofreading, but, We do have a great copy editor, I won't say who, in mind, but the project editor is key. We're just trying to network on that and just. And we quickly thinking on that is maybe not someone who lives in town to be the overall editor, but someone from the area, the region, who maybe has worked in the community, but doesn't have to be someone who's steeped in everything. But not someone from afar. You know? Express.
Yeah.
All right, sweatshirt.
So the 300th committee, yes. So we're continuing on. Unfortunately, we've lost a couple of members due to personal issues. So something we're going to be working on the next few months is recruitment, trying to get some more people for the actual 300th
What
anniversary committee.
category were they in?
So one was from the rec commission and the other one was at large. So but we still have many open positions and I believe 3 positions at large open. So there's room for anyone if they're interested, really. But we've got pretty much our game plan down is what we want to do for our for that year. We'd like to do a ball, and the ball we'd like to do possibly one next year for fundraising, and then one in 26. And we would like to do it at the Reed Building because that also is going to be the Reed's 100th anniversary that same year. So we're doing that. There's a time capsule underneath the fonts that we're going to open up on the town's anniversary date. Do parade on Old Home Day, and there's some fireworks and a couple other things that we'll do.
Old home, gonna have an old home
Old
day.
Home Day, yep.
Oh, it'll be fun.
And then the house and cemetery tours as well.
Right.
So those are the majority of the main things we have planned. So what we did is we decided to start some fundraising and we decided with merchandise to start with. So we're doing some sweatshirts, some t-shirts, some pajama pants and some hats. And then we'll hopefully break out into doing some like water bottles and different things like that. So not to take away from the boat, but we decided to do a couple of different models for it just to encompass everyone's interests. So we do have this one right here. So the hats
Nice.
for that. We also have a little bit more squared off 300th.
Oh, that's cool.
That is
So there's
cool.
that one. And we did keep the boat on one of our.
Yay, the boat, the boat.
So these are the 3 types right here that we have that we're doing. Right now, everything is online. We kind of did a breakout during the luminaries at the Reed Building just to show the merchandise. We didn't sell anything yet. We're still working on doing live sales, and we'll probably do limited live sales. But everything you can get right on the town's website, get onto the 300th anniversary committee, and the company that we're doing this all from, you can order live right from that. So everything is there.
That's
Oh,
great.
that's awesome.
It is awesome. Did you know they used to have what was called the George Washington Ball at the Reed Building?
Did
So
they
you're
really?
doing,
Really?
you're doing, yes.
Well, maybe
it
we
was
can,
the
maybe we can
annual-
call it that.
I
Maybe
was
you
gonna
could.
say, maybe you should look and see what it was and
Yeah.
see if you can do
Yeah.
an updated version.
Yeah, but this was an annual event and it was a big deal, you know? And
Did George show up?
the George Washington Ball.
When was, like, what era was that? When did they do that?
30s,
Hmm.
1930s, late 20s, 30s. And it'd be interesting to educate people about where the Reed Building comes from and where the ball field comes from too. It's the Frog Pond. Fred Bailey,
Bailey.
Captain Bailey
Yep.
was the first public, no, what they call him, recreation leader here in town. He was number 1.
Yeah.
And he worked hard on that and a lot of volunteer work, a lot of volunteer.
Mhm.
People work so hard in the old days.
So there was some wetlands filled in down
Yeah,
there.
there was, yeah, and it's
Apparently.
still.
Cedar Swamp, something
and-
said.
That
Jim
would be why
Guidamoni
Center
says
Field
it's
always
still
floods.
squishy down there. Yeah,
Yeah, I heard there was another whale.
yeah, right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
John, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's our updates for right now, yep.
Yeah, great.
All right. We did have some tree branches down on the old burying ground, but fortunately, they missed everything. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it is
We'll have to
unbelievable.
See about getting those.
Did they clean them up?
Scrape some of them, push,
Yeah.
you know, and actually you've got some, I think it's from the church, some shingles in the. old
Yes,
area
we
as
do.
well.
Yes,
So,
we do. I noticed
it's,
that too. And
yeah,
and there's
Saw
gonna
like
be,
a half a dozen of them, so there's gonna be a
Did you
whole
really?
there. Yeah,
all right, I'll,
small pieces
you
like
saw that today?
10 by 10, yeah.
Today you saw more. So more are
Yes, I
coming
did
down.
see some
All right.
today.
All right, I'll talk to Emily and she'll have to pass it on to building and grounds.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're.
Mm.
I came across a lot of, I don't know if you have any news on that, curriculum thing we were talking about, Silver Lake.
No, for the oral history project?
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's been really nothing back, back in November, maybe October. It's part of the correlating with the book project, the idea of having an oral history project leading into and during the anniversary year would be really exciting. And I just sort of formalized, put together a project for the social studies coordinator at Silver Lake, and she seems interested, but we haven't heard anything back. And I will share, I put this out to the library director and the trustees, and we've heard no interest, nothing back from them. And even as we met with them, the topic did not come up, and they have story bank units, the library that townspeople have paid for. There's recording units to do oral histories there, so it would be great. It'd be great if someone wanted to run with that idea for a project, and the library would tie into that or support it. We're just kind of putting it out there because, of course, it overlaps. You know, when we sit down maybe with Tommy Tura or someone and have a lengthy recorded interview, as you well know, that could be an oral history that people will be interested in, and it could be a lot of fun. You have a little booth at some of the events in 26, and families can come up, bring grandma up or whatever, wherever you want.
Yeah.
When, name be tied in with different dates on the calendar.
Imagine what Lil Loring would do. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
She has so much to say. And Jan Rita Boney, 92 as she is, God, she would have so much to tell about town, And that's history, and it's gonna be gone.
It's gonna be gone, yeah. That's important to get that stuff recorded if you can.
Yes.
And speaking of going, but have anybody heard anything about our Tuskegee Airman?
Yes,
He's
there's
still around?
he's a
Yeah.
vet. He lives in town. He comes to the vet events.
Yes, he
We
was there
saw
this
him
past.
there.
We
Yeah.
saw him there, remember?
Yeah.
He was at the vet event.
Yeah, so he was here in November.
Yeah. He'd be great.
Yes,
I wonder how long he's lived in town.
I don't know.
Was he raised here?
I'm not sure.
But he's, I mean,
His son is a Vietnam vet, correct?
That I don't
I
know.
believe.
he
Okay.
seems in good health, but I believe he's in his 90s.
He is,
Yeah.
yes.
God bless him. He'd be a person you want to record. Imagine what his experiences
both
were
of them.
like.
If his son would like to,
Yes.
yeah.
We should talk to the vets about that. Maybe somebody, maybe some of the vets would run with this whole project and get, stories. of
What about
vets.
the council on aging?
Right, exactly. What about the
Can
council?
we like get maybe some like recording things over there and ask them to sponsor some sessions? Like,
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
When they're
I mean,
doing an event.
we just need someone to run with that, who's gonna organize it, but definitely, yeah. And through their newsletter over at the senior center, we just
Mhm.
plug it and,
Yeah.
Someone's gotta march with it.
I'll try to talk to
do we have
the,
any Eagle Scouts? Need a
Yeah.
project?
oh,
Scouts and
I imagine there are.
Yes. you
Yeah.
can ask,
They've done it in the past. There was an Eagle Scout project and they interviewed Margaret Warnsman, who was a historian here in town, and they did more than I think they filmed her.
Yes, I believe so.
They videoed her and it's in the
Who's-
library.
Yeah, that was my son.
Oh, it was your son,
Yeah,
really?
your son. No, somebody's son, yes.
Yeah, it's over there.
That I do, yeah.
And that should be transcribed and, some, boy, she was great. Margaret Warnsman was a wonderful person. She was really great.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have some sort of questions, like, kind of like areas to cover.
Yeah.
Just to bring up, so
Yeah.
everybody kind of brings up the same areas, and then let the people wander where they want to go.
Yeah.
But at least get, oh, okay, what about this area?
Yeah.
Conversation starters.
Yeah,
So Tom, I was actually telling Ken, at our last 300th meeting, we talked about the book committee and stuff, and we decided that like the oral histories and stuff like that, we weren't gonna have anything to do with, and like you guys take care of that, and there's also a state communities grant for like $20,000 that we like you guys to apply for if you want, and try to use that. I
Yeah.
think that grant was used to buy that equipment,
Okay,
right, on the for I think the 20th anniversary of 9/11. I can't remember, but then we did oral histories end of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
One of the problems we have on the book committee, is that we're only 3 people, or 4 people, but really Jim, Ken and I. And we're all we're pulled by other things in our lives,
Yeah.
and I think we're doing the best we can.
Mhm.
And we're trying to get articles too. I mean, this, and Ken's trying to find workers, and we're all gonna be trying to find money very soon. I mean, that's gonna be a daunting task. I can see it now. We'll have to put a necktie on and everything.
that's terrible. Um. No, so. Had some. All right, any other new business tonight? Any new things that were on the agenda?
Yeah, I had one thing, CPC is gonna be sent this out.
Send in the
Oh,
dates.
Did you get one yet?
No,
For, the one I think that's going to you, Craig, is for the Hall property, the
okay,
archaeological.
okay, these aren't for new things, these. are
No,
old
no,
things.
yeah, no, these are old things and they're looking for money to be returned. It's
Okay.
outstanding.
I haven't got it yet.
And that is $8,800, I think, is left in there.
Yeah,
And that's, you almost wish we could use that for something else
Oh,
other
sure.
than that. You had mentioned about maybe doing some signage or something up there.
yeah,
But that was one of the 6 that's going to be asked to return the funds. And then, so if you haven't got the letter, you will be getting one for that. So
yep. Thanks for the update. Or the, update,
Warning.
one.
Yeah.
Anything else? I know Tom will have something, but, Jim?
No.
No? No.
What?
Okay, Tom, what do you have?
No,
No, no, I do.
no, I gotta get home to my bride.
Yeah, I know. Wait a minute, so, next meeting will be at the, same, second Wednesday. Do we have a date on that? On, February. Probably Valentine's Day. I do- I do-
Wednesday,
The 13th.
13th,
Yeah,
13?
or sorry, Wednesday.
Oh, sorry, it is the
Yeah,
14th.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I feel like it is
Yeah.
Valentine's
It
Day.
is, yeah.
Is it really?
yeah,
Yeah.
Wednesday the 14th.
Oh,
Come on, you wanna
14?
spend Valentine's.
Oh, it's
Day.
14.
14th, yeah.
I don't know. We could move it the day off. It'd be nice. I don't, it's not really that important, but I bet it is to my work.
Let's make
All
it
right,
his
so
birthday,
what
So
day?
wanna make it next,
Go into
The next one?
Thursday or something? Day after, does that matter to anybody?
Works for me.
Yeah,
Doesn't
is
matter.
it all right for you, Sean?
Mhm.
Okay, the 15th then?
6:30.
Is that that may be, wait a minute, that may be I think it's my anniversary. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I was married the day after Valentine's Day. I ain't gonna work.
Okay,
I'm
how
sorry.
about the Tuesday?
Well, actually, you
Tuesday
guys can
before?
meet. I just won't be here.
Yeah, what about the Tuesday before the 13th?
13th?
13, yep.
13, I think that's all right for me, yeah.
All right.
So that would make it a Monday,
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, February 13th, 6:30.
Make some cookies. But I do have one other item. And it's not official, so you can have that meeting and then you have this thing if you want. Before everybody goes. Nothing else official?
No, do we want this on or
We
off?
need a motion to close the meeting.
Most make a
Well,
motion.
you know, we
to
should do is say who's here too. I don't think we did that, so.
Oh.
Ken Brack.
Ken Brack,
John Bartlett.
Dave McKee?
Tom Bendetti.
Jim McKenna.
Lynn Carrero.
Craig Bill, who were present tonight. And, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Aye.